The Champs-Élysées, Paris. The end of it all. But with record books being written at, well, record speed, this hasn't just been another Tour de France. Hello and welcome to the Gruppetto. The Tour de France began its final week on the shores of Lake Geneva with the only individual time trial in this year's race. Tadej Pogačar led Remco Evenepoel by 5 minutes in the general classification, with Jonas Vingegaard having crashed out. The parcours on stage 16 included a second category climb before a descent back towards Thonon-les-Bains, 26 kilometres after rolling down the start ramp. Josh Tarling set the early marker, but Mattia Cattaneo was in the hot seat by the time his teammate, world and Olympic champion Remco Evenepoel began. This was Remco territory. He won the stage, beating Pogačar by 28 seconds, and briefly reminded everyone that even with the yellow jersey looking almost untouchable, this was still a fight for pride, for the podium, and for momentum. It wasn't all good news for Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe, however. Florian Lipovitz, a podium finisher last year, crashed out and suffered a broken collarbone. Wednesday was a day for attackers. The last chance for some, would it be a sprint or would it be a breakaway? Perhaps it would be both.
I'm expecting a very hard day. Half of the peloton that has the idea of trying to win today, that makes for a very hard fight.
2,200 metres of climbing make this much more complicated than a normal sprint stage.
Today will be very important for myself to take points at the finish line, and if not, the battle will be over.
There's some real ballers at the front of the Tour de France.
Mass Pedersen on 417 points would, quite frankly, like some more. Here is Varun Scholz. He is done. We've got 6 up the road, as you can see.
And what a 6 it is.
It's been a banger on the stage already. We've still got the best yet to come. Mads Pedersen in Colombia, extending his lead.
This man is absolutely flying, mate.
That's that for Sturban. Here comes Jasper Philipsen. They try, they chase, they can't. And finally, it's Philipsen at the Tour de France. The Alps proper had been patiently waiting their turn since the rest day. Ossier-Merlet was the destination, and with Alpe d'Huez on the following day, plus signs of sickness in the UAE Emirates team, there was a whiff of another breakaway opportunity. Several squads managed to force riders up the road, but one really stood out, and not just for their bright pink jerseys. EF Education Easy Post played a blinder. It helps that their leader is a first-class operator and a Grand Tour winner. An Olympic champion too, Richard Carapaz, was brilliantly backed up. And when it came to finishing the job, he was the best of a group of climbers hunting glory wherever they could find it, in a race that hadn't given them too much chance. And he'll go again. This time, Carapaz stuck the other side of the road. A tactical mistake. He shakes his head. He can't chase. This might now be the moment. And after a day of brute force, aggression, courage, it is class from Richard Carapaz to finish off the job. EF Education Easy Post sent out a team of stage hunters. They have battered down that door and become the latest team to take success from the biggest race in the world. Richard Carapaz back on top of the world. He wins stage 18 of the Tour de France. The Tour then reached its most iconic mountaintop finish, the day that everybody had circled.
I think it'll be a tough last 2 mountain stages, and I just want to finish the Tour without any regrets and go for it.
We have to stay focused on our objectives, on our goals. We'll see how it goes, but pretty exciting day too.
There's 2 days of a chance to win there, and we will try.
Today, the start of a spectacular double Alpe finale. It's going to be special. It always is. That is the top of the glorious-looking Col du Noyer, and I think we're about to see another gloriously entertaining fight for the points. It's Carapaz with an effort. The most famous hairpin bends await the riders of the Tour. This, for some, will be the experience of a lifetime. Tadej Pogačar attacks. He's trying to not leave anything to chance here. You're going to need a bigger gap. They will look round and think, oh no. Pac-Man Pog, he's got them all. And Tadej Pogačar seals it. Now, where does that rank among the amazing feats that you've all watched down the years in pro cycling? Well, from where I was sitting, it was pretty special. Even in an era where we've been spoiled on that front. I'd love to get your opinion on where you think it ranks. Those of you watching on our YouTube channel, Please post your opinion in the comments section below. The second chapter at Alpe d'Huez included 5,400 meters of altitude gain on the way back to the mountain, with a finish coming via the other side of the Tour's first ever mountaintop finish location. The Col de Sarenne would be taken on, but as the stage began climbing the Croix de Fer, the first of 4 categorized monster ascents, a group had to work hard to get clear. The leaders' team exercised superb control and race management, using its resources perfectly to control the race and keep all options open. Other GC teams in the top positions managed to get a satellite rider up the road, but the early action mainly came from Mads Pedersen yet again. Fighting his way up the first mountain, the Dane pulled off one of the performances of the Tour to win yet another intermediate sprint and mathematically secure his win in the points classification. That provided, of course, he finished the race. The next 2 climbs also saw another jersey being secured for the final podium. Carapaz once more displayed an insatiable appetite in pursuit of the polka dot jersey. First to the top of the Galibier, the Tour's highest point, and that competition was also mathematically done. However, the maths for the stage win weren't so clear. Suddenly, Pog himself had moved to work at the front of an ever more select GC group, almost 5 minutes behind. The gap started to reduce, but the race leader's position was one more about making sure his teammate Isaac del Toro would join him on the podium. Despite having a go at moving up into the top 3 himself, Paul Sexas dropped, but the stage win was in the balance until the very end. A worrying couple of crashes for Sepp Kuss meant that Carapaz would hit the final 3 kilometers or so of uphill in the lead. Evenepoel from behind gave it his all, but this was how it ended. For a second successive day, Richard Carapaz makes the turns into Alpe d'Huez. Yesterday, he was doing it in pursuit of Tadej Pogačar. Today, Poggies pursued him, but it's pursuit of glory for Richard Carapaz in a warrior-like style that defines him. A true fighter, one of cycling's great riders, an entertainer, a never-give-up man. He's the king of the mountains. He's a second-time Tour stage winner at this particular race. At this Tour de France, Pogačar might be the main man,